Hi guys, thank you to Matt for being our model today. I realise you can't see his head, but we can see the parts that we're looking at today, which is really important. What we're going to look at first up is we're going to have a look at how hips and pelvis are relating to the foot and how the foot is relating to the hips and pelvis. So I'm going to sneak behind Matt. I'm going to talk about what position the hips and the pelvis are sitting in. Maddie, podiatrist, welcome Maddie.
Hi, thank you.
Is going to look at what position the foot is in, and then we'll see where we go from there. Matt's pelvis, as he stands, and we feel what's going on. Matt's pelvis is turning around to the right. So relative to his feet, Matt is turned, I'm going to exaggerate this, to the right through the pelvis. Now, if we screen higher up, Matt's very clever and he comes back the opposite direction with his thorax. So we've got a bit of a twist going on through his back in a standing position. So with the pelvis turning to the right, what I'd like to feel is that the hips are following it. So this left hip should be following forwards, the right hip should be sitting backwards, and that would be a really nice movement of the pelvis. Unfortunately, what we can feel, unfortunately for Matt, that we have the right hip being a bit jammed forwards onto this side. So we've got a pelvis turning to the right, we've got a hip jamming forwards, being held at the front of its socket. There's an increased tension through the anterior musculature of the hip. So what we have is pelvis to the right, but hip shoving forwards onto that right hand side. And if you track it down, there'll be a slight misalignment of the knee where the knee is slightly internally rotating, following the line of the femur above it, sitting above the feet.
Matt's knee positioning from the front. I can definitely see that rotation here of the right knee inward. Coming down, you therefore see a bit more of an angle between his knee and his foot on this side. Sort of as the knee rotates in, there's a greater angle here. Fairly normal rear foot presentation. In essence, I probably see a greater pronated foot positioning on this right side, looking at supination resistance of his right foot compared to his left. Similar, fairly normal looking feet. A few blackened toenails from clearly being a runner. But there's certainly some relationship going on with this right knee position from coming likely higher up, with a presentation further down the chain at the foot and ankle.
So when we're looking at, so I guess when I'm looking at the foot, what I'm seeing is, as I say, there's something funky going on around that right foot. And particularly, you look at the line of that that first met. It's like the mid, like the hind foot's trying to get down towards the ground. Yeah. There's a little, it's like a corkscrew again, because it looks like the midfoot sort of going outwards, and then poor old big toe, and then you can start to see that adduction of the big toe. Yeah. He's got it on both sides, so it's nothing crazy. But this would be something that over a period of time you'd start to see that migration, like, because if you've got that fight going on between the middle and the front, then you've got that horrible thing where the back of the foot's trying to go in one direction, the front's trying to go in the other direction.
Reaching down,
nice wrench. But you're, that tension under there compared to this one under here, this nice soft movement, I can lift this side up. But you're right, lifting that up is
much firmer,
just a pig, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.